Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is November 20th, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. We got our next storm system moving down the coastline as we speak, bringing precipitation to the central coast right now in some other areas. And as this system gets down into Southern California, it's actually going to pick up a bit here and strengthen. Usually not the case. Once a lot of these systems round point conception, they tend to weaken a little bit here, but not this one. It will continue to pump some moisture back around into Southern California for the next couple of days, and we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at what is to come after that here as well as we go through the video this morning. So take a look at the Doppler radar. I'm going to stop this right at the end of the run there, and you can see where we are right now. Some of that precipitation just now starting to exit some of the Bay Area and coming down across the central coast, moving into San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara County. Soon it will be moving towards Ventura, Los Angeles, Orange, San Diego, Imperial, Riverside, and San Bernardino County. It'll continue to wrap around here, like I mentioned, for the next couple of days. So looking at Los Angeles National Weather Service, again, they do a good job here showing the timing of this. You can see the precipitation starting here as we go through this afternoon. There is a thunderstorm chance as well, Ventura County, Santa Barbara, and San Luis Obispo. You can also see that. And you can see the chance for some higher rain totals and rates, again, depending on exactly where you are. So stay tuned to the latest forecast here. But yeah, it's on the way, and just one in the string of many storm systems we had here for the month of November so far. Very active November. And this is the Los Angeles National Weather Service discussion. But let's back out a little bit here, and you'll see we got some high surf advisories for some select locations as well, some winter weather advisories for the higher terrain. Look at it, even a winter storm warning. If I click on that, you can see heavy wet snowfall above 6,500 feet with accumulating snow as low as 5,500 feet. So 3 to 6 inches, 6 to 7,000 feet, 6 to 10, 7 to 7,500, and 10 to 14 above 7,500 feet. So if you want to go out and play in the snow, probably the best day to do that is on the day tomorrow, Friday. You can see that wraps up there at 4 p.m. So difficult travel indeed. And Las Vegas National Weather Service, it does cover portions of California, the Eastern Sierra Slopes, and the White Mountains there. And you can see the higher you go, the more snowfall you will be getting. And you can see those winter weather advisories and towards Bishop, California, around surrounding higher terrain there. But if I click on that, you can kind of see the amounts there. Now, looking at Hanford National Weather Service, they put up this graphic here, and this is chances of greater than 4 inches of snowfall as we go through the day today and tomorrow. And again, you can see mainly across the higher terrain and the widespread winter weather advisory associated with that. So taking a look here at Sacramento also, this does include places like South Lake Tahoe, some I-80, snow levels 5,500 to 6,500 feet. You see the snow forecast. You can see Donner Peak, right, or Donner Peak, 2 to 3 inches, about 8,000 feet is that pass there on I-80. So the snow could be getting I-80 at times as you go through the day today. And also Reno covers portions of California as well. And you can see winter weather conditions here, counties above 6,000 feet. In effect, as we go through this morning all the way on into tomorrow morning, these some pretty impressive snowfall totals along the highest Sierra peaks, between 12 to 18 inches they're calling for. Otherwise, 2 to 5 inches, 6 to 7,000 feet, and some very gusty winds, 60 to 80 miles per hour along some of the ridge tops. Now, the day one excessive rainfall outlook does include Southern California. They upgraded that to a slight. That does include Los Angeles, Orange County, and some portions of San Diego County as well. And if we go on to day two, again, this low is going to be fairly slow moving and continues that slight risk right along the California-Arizona border, includes southeast portions of California. So as we go through the day today, see that precipitation kind of moving on down the line, just like the other storms have done. You see some of this moderate heavy rainfall still moving across portions of Ventura, Los Angeles, Orange, San Diego County, and it continues to be with us. Again, look at that precipitation spinning up towards the Salton Sea, Riverside, Imperial County, up into San Bernardino County as well. And yeah, this is going to be with us as we go through the day Saturday for some locations. Goes out about 60 hours. You can see that low kind of spinning off the coastline. Luckily, that's going to pull far enough away where it's probably going to, prevent us from being in a little bit more of a severe flooding risk from this storm. But again, it is bringing another round of precipitation across the region. Now, looking at 500 millibars, or at about 18,000 feet, you'll see this next system right here, and this is the one kind of clearing out that we've been dealing with over the last couple of days. So as we scroll on in through the day today and on in through tomorrow morning, you can see that low kind of pivoting right down across Southern California. And again, that will be with us for some portions on the day all the way on in through Saturday. So Precipitation amounts on the latest European ensemble mean, and again, like I mentioned, picking up some steam here as it moves across Los Angeles County. And you can see as we go on through the day Saturday, some heavier amounts still hanging around with us. When you get to the yellows here, you're looking at 1 inch or more, and then you get quickly up towards 1.5 inches, maybe across some of the higher terrain as well. So yeah, nice precipitation maker on top of everything else. Again, a very beneficial November so far. I mean, my goodness, we've just had storm after storm coming across the region. And if we look at positive snow depth change in inches, you can see as we go through the day today, the Sierra Nevadas are first. That's pretty close to Lake Tahoe and some I-80 there. It continues to pile up across the Sierra Nevada. And as we go through tonight and into Friday morning, that's when Southern California gets some of the snowfall across the higher terrain if you want to go check that out. And then you can scroll on in towards the end of the week and you can kind of see we wrap that up as we go on in through Saturday night. Now, temperatures across the area. I've been forgetting to do this at times, but I'll make sure to continue to make this part of my daily forecast here as well. You can see this is Thursday, November 20th. These are high temperatures, daily max 2-meter temperatures. That's where we measure the surface temperature. There's about 2 meters or about 4.5 feet or so. And you can see some of the areas out there, nice, comfortable into the 70s. The Sacramento Valley, maybe up towards 60 degrees for some locations. We go to Friday, a little bit of a warm up there. Sacramento Valley, check that out. Kind of a nice day out there. And we go to Saturday, a little bit more of a warm up here across much of the region. Again, depending on just how many clouds, it might suppress this temperature a bit here for some portions of California. That max temperature is probably somewhere right there in Death Valley. You can kind of see that terrain feature there. And you go through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, on into next week. Some nice comfortable temperatures out there, especially for lower elevation. Starts to warm up a bit here across the desert areas a bit more. Now, a wider look at things. We'll take a first look at the extended forecast. You know, we've been watching these storms one at a time, so we haven't had much time to look at the extended forecast. There's our system we're dealing with now. We're looking at the artificial intelligence, by the way. This is North America. Alaska's to the upper left. You can see Greenland way up here towards the upper right, and of course, California down here to the bottom left. So there's our upper level low right here that we're dealing with, and that one's going to hang out again kind of through the weekend. And then we get a bit of a break here. You can see the ridging start to build across the west coast of North America, and not much way in the way of Pacific storms after that. You can see this big ridge all the way up across the Gulf of Alaska, keeping some very cold air, mainly east of the Rockies. It tries to drive down across some of the southwest USA, but it has a hard time doing so because this is higher terrain. But you can kind of see that hang out for a bit. That's not going to be a big precipitation maker or anything like that for California. And then the ridging kind of hangs out a bit after that, and we'll see what's going to happen as we go on through the early portion of December. Looks like that ridge might start to back up a little bit, and maybe this will drive down the west coast a little bit, but no promises on that. We're looking way far off in the forecast. You're looking up towards 2 weeks out in the forecast, which is almost meaningless as of this point. So also check out the Patreon page if you like. And again, stay safe out there. Watch for that rainfall. You got the slight risk for some of the flooding conditions there across portions of Southern California. Eventually that'll shift east for tomorrow. So you got a couple more days. Just kind of ride it out here. Don't travel if you don't have to across portions of, don't be going out in the canyons there or the higher terrain unless you know what you're doing, and just kind of try to ride out this storm because we do have a break coming up here. So anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.